Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're tackling, well, the biggest story there is. We're talking about the origin, the evolution, and the ultimate fate of, well, everything. So let's just jump right in. For pretty much all of human history, our picture of the cosmos, it was just completely wrong. Think of this as a cosmic detective story. We're going to hunt for that one single discovery, that one moment that shattered everything we thought we knew. You know, for the longest time, the universe seemed pretty simple. It was eternal, unchanging, and let's be honest, it was all about us. And this idea, it wasn't just a passing thought. It was the dominant model for, more than 1,500 years. And you can really see that old way of thinking here. On the left, you've got the old Ptolemaic model, Earth, right there in the middle, nice and cozy. But then Copernicus comes along, that's the model on the right, and he basically kicks us out of the center. The sun is now the star of the show, literally. Now, that was a huge deal, for sure. But here's the thing. It just changed our cosmic address. It didn't change the cosmos itself. The universe, it was still seen as this fixed, static stage. I mean, even a mind like Isaac Newton's, the guy who literally wrote the book on gravity, he saw the universe the same way. To him, it was this perfect clockwork machine, a giant celestial clock ticking away perfectly forever. No beginning, no end. It just was. So that cozy, static picture, it held on for centuries. But then, the 20th century rolled around, and astronomers found something, a tiny clue, hidden in the light from faraway galaxies that was about to blow that whole clockwork universe idea to pieces. And that clue has a name, redshift. It's pretty simple, really. When astronomers pointed their telescopes at these super distant galaxies, they noticed the light wasn't the color they expected. It was shifted, stretched out towards the red end of the spectrum. So why does that happen? Well, you've actually heard the reason before. It's the Doppler effect. It's just like when an ambulance goes by. As it comes toward you, the siren sounds high-pitched, right? And as it moves away, the pitch drops. Meow. That's the sound waves stretching out. Light waves do the exact same thing. So that redshift? It's the universe's version of that meow. It means that galaxy is moving away from us. Okay, so this is the bombshell moment, 1929. An astronomer named Edwin Hubble found the pattern. And what he found was just mind-blowing. It wasn't just that galaxies were moving away from us. He discovered that the farther away a galaxy is, the faster it's moving away. This wasn't just stuff flying around randomly, no. There was only one possible explanation, and it was breathtaking. The fabric of space itself is expanding. So, wait a second. If the universe is expanding, what happens if you run the clock backwards? It must have been smaller. And if you go back far enough, it must have had a beginning, an origin point. And that single idea kicked off one of the biggest scientific brawls of this century. Basically, two big ideas went head-to-head. On one side, you had the Big Bang Theory, the idea that the whole universe exploded from this tiny, super hot, super dense point. But on the other side, you had the steady-state theory, and those guys said, yeah, okay, it's expanding, but new stuff is constantly being created to fill in the gaps. So the universe on the whole has always looked and will always look pretty much the same. And here's a great little bit of trivia. The guy who came up with the name Big Bang, he was actually a huge supporter of the other theory. He meant it as an insult. So you've got this epic scientific showdown. And to settle it, they needed more than just a good argument. They needed proof, a smoking gun, some kind of cosmic artifact left over from the very beginning of time. But how do you even find evidence for something that happened nearly 14 billion years ago? Well, the Big Bang Theory made an incredibly bold, testable prediction. It said, if the universe really did start as a hot, dense fireball, there should be a faint echo of that heat left over, a kind of fossil glow, an afterglow that should be everywhere in the sky today. And then, in 1965, they found it. And the best part? It was a complete accident. These two astronomers, Penzias and Wilson, were working with this huge radio antenna, and they kept picking up this annoying, faint background hiss. It was everywhere they pointed the antenna. They even cleaned out pigeon droppings thinking that was the problem. But it wasn't. What they had actually stumbled upon was the echo of creation itself, the afterglow of the Big Bang, cooled down over billions of years to just a whisper of heat. That was it. The smoking gun. The steady-state theory was toast. So, case closed. The Big Bang won. It's now the story of our universe. So, what does that story actually look like? Let's break it down. Here it is, the entire 14 billion year story of our universe, all on one timeline, from a point smaller than an atom to, well, all of this. It's a lot to take in, so let's just hit the highlights, the really crucial moments. And the timing here is just mind-bending. In the first fraction of a second, a thing called inflation happened, where space itself expanded faster than light. 3 minutes in, you get the first building blocks of atoms, but you don't get actual, stable atoms for another 500,000 years. And that's the key moment. When those first atoms formed, the universe suddenly went from being an opaque fog to being transparent. It let the light out. And that ancient light, that's the cosmic microwave background we just talked about. It's literally the oldest light in the universe. Okay, so we've got a pretty solid handle on the beginning and the middle of the story. But what about the end? We know how it all began. How is it all going to finish? Right now, our universe's fate comes down to a giant cosmic tug-of-war. You've got the outward push of expansion on one side, and the inward pull of gravity from all the stuff in the universe on the other. Now, if gravity were strong enough, it could eventually win and pull everything back together in a big crunch. But for that to happen, there has to be enough stuff, enough matter. And from everything we can measure, even including all that mysterious dark matter, it looks like there just isn't enough. The expansion is going to win. So in the end, we've kind of traded one cosmic picture for another. We got rid of the simple, static, eternal universe and replaced it with this incredible, dynamic story of a violent birth and, well, a cold, dark, lonely end. But here's the amazing part. In solving the mystery of the beginning, we've uncovered even bigger, deeper mysteries. What is all this dark matter holding galaxies together? And what is this dark energy that's not just expanding the universe, but is actually making that expansion speed up? It just goes to show you, answering one huge question just opens the door to even more incredible ones.